Good afternoon, everybody. We're working on one of my mini bikes, and I just wanted to kind of introduce it to you. I don't think it's been in videos, but we haven't done any work on it yet. This is a 1970s Arctic Cat. We nicknamed the bike El Gato because it's an Arctic Cat. There's a seat right there. Arctic Cat. I don't know what model it is. When I got it, it was just a roller. It didn't have an engine. So I just put a 212 on here. Stage 1 kit, I ended up pulling the head and put it in a thinner head gasket just to give a little bump in compression. But other than that, it's bone stock. It's had the governor removed. I rode it like that for a little bit, and then I broke the rear wheel in a race that I was doing at the mini bike enduro a couple years ago. And so I got a new wheel, a set of new wheels, and when I replaced the front wheel, I put this scooter disc brake on here, and I did that by just making this little adapter in here. And then I made a bracket and I welded it onto the fork because it's just a steel fork. Headlight does work. I just have to put a battery in there. This is what I'm going to be working on in this video, is this chain cover. I just got this fixed because the other one busted on me. So the only thing else I wanted to show you guys on this is this little guy right here. This is where I house my battery for my headlight. That's a spare tube. It kind of keeps it tight in there. So the battery clicks into there. You stick it in there, put the cover back on, and you got a headlight. I'll show you that really. You stick your battery in here. You very carefully place this guy in there. Actually, I like to have it like that. So you put that in there like that. You put your spare tube in there, and then you put the lid on. Okay, so we should have working. Oh, there it is. It's on already. So we actually have high and low beam on this. That's a low beam, high beam. So stay tuned. And I'll show you how I made this. Okay, I got a short time this morning to work, so I'm getting right to it. We're switching gears, doing some mini bike stuff because we're going riding this weekend, and I got some things to fix. So here's one of them. I already loosened the other two bolts, so this should come out really easy. All right, so this is the clutch cover for that bike, and as you can see, it has failed. It has failed. So it's a cool design that Go Power Sports has, but there's some inherent weaknesses, as you can see. So we're gonna remake this. I thought about just fixing this, you know, because I could put this back on here, you know, and I could put a plate over it, basically. Just cover the whole top of it in plate. And that would work, but that's kind of boring. I'm going to make another one out of aluminum because I really like welding aluminum. And it's lighter, and I don't know. Anyway, so I'm basically going to copy the pattern off of that thing so it will bolt in here. And then we'll kind of make it up as we go. So that's the plan for this morning. We might not get it done, but we'll at least get started on it. about aluminum is that, it just makes a terrible mess. So I'm gonna try and keep up with it. I'm gonna get the vacuum over here and clean it up before we go too much further. All right, so I still need to do this curve here. Oh, you're not even looking. All right, so I still have to do this curve here, but I'm gonna run it on the inside because I want to take this over to the bandsaw. And of course, it's not gonna be the same as it is out there. So let's see here. Let's try to get the best curve that we can. Okay, something like that. Alright, so there's that part. I'm going to put this in the blasting cabinet and just clean all the scale off of it. Or oxide, I guess you would call it. Aluminum oxide. Aluminum oxide is very hard actually, and it doesn't melt until way higher than the aluminum does. So when you're welding it, you got to get that aluminum oxide off, even if all you do is brush it off. So this one, I have this brush that's marked aluminum only because you don't want to contaminate it with anything else. So all you really have to do is just get in here. You know, it takes a little bit of elbow grease, but you basically, you know, you have to knock the shiny part of the aluminum off, because that's the oxide, and it melts at such a high temperature. Oh geez, there you go. It melts at such a high temperature that that it's not good for welding, because then you have to melt through the oxide, and then by the time you hot enough to melt through the oxide, you're way too hot for the aluminum and you just blow it out. So that's just a little tip on welding aluminum. You got to get it clean. So whether that's by a brush or sandblast or whatever, you have to get it clean. So we do have to make a couple more pieces still. We have to make the flange that goes down on the motor. And I think I'm going to actually make it longer just to give it more stability, as long as it doesn't interfere with anything else. So we'll make it long for now, and then we will trim it up. So there's that piece, and then we got this piece that's going to go on there. It still needs to get notched out back here. To slide back just a smidge more. Yeah, that'll be perfect if we can get that welded corner to corner. So yeah, we got to notch this so it comes back just a little bit to line up here, and we'll get that front plate on there, and we'll drill some holes in this and kind of try to make it look cool or something. But that's the gist of it, the fabrication right there, or at least the cutting of the parts. So we'll get back to work on this tomorrow. So here's what we got. I got all these parts cleaned up and ready to go. I popped some holes in here. And you know what? This one should have been over just a little bit more. I think I mismeasured there. Anyway, we got that. I popped a hole in this one too. And that's gonna go up here. You can see that's been radiused for the corner. It's not exactly perfect, but it'll be close enough for this. And then our back piece. I sandblasted them all just to make them, just to clean them up. I was gonna do it afterwards anyway. So now we got to get this lined up perfectly and get it welded up, and then we'll get it on there. That's it. Man, I love welding on aluminum. It just looks amazing. Love it. All right, I'm gonna take a picture of this. Then we're going back in the blasting cabinet to give this a clean up, and I'm gonna blast it with some clear. I'm gonna spray it with some clear coat. Alright everybody, that's it for this one. Thank you for watching. We got some more mini bike content coming up. Lots of other stuff. MR2 content, rat rod content. Please stay tuned. Like and subscribe if you are liking what you're watching. We'll catch you on the next one.